All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, you enjoyed your day off yesterday. Um, so, I am not here today, obviously. So, I want to first thank our guest teacher for being here today, as well as our AVID tutors being here today to help facilitate today's lesson. Okay. So, before we get started, just a reminder that we are to follow the way of the Scots and we are to respect our desk, our chairs, any resources or anything that might be in the middle of your guys' table. And then also to respect each other and the guests that we have in this classroom. Okay. So we want to make sure that we continue with the idea of being role models, and we want our guest teacher to happily be back and return as our substitute teacher if needed. Okay, so here goes. In your agenda, you are writing down that the topic for today is focusing on how to complete a TRF. So this is the second part of tutorials. And this unit, so the next few lessons, focuses on the tutorial request form and actually getting into our groups, practicing our 60-second speech, and now diving into it. The first unit of tutorials was mainly introducing the 10 steps of the tutorial process and making the connection of why and just really understanding what we're going to be diving into, what our Tuesdays and Thursdays will be focusing on. Okay, so now that we understand our 10 steps and now that we have that down, now we just need to dive in right into it. So since this is a new unit, we do have pre-unit prompts. It's going to be a paper version this time, so they will need to be distributed. And then once they are, again, to prepare for learning for this unit, address 3 prompts before beginning the unit, and then again when it's completed. You may know some of the answers because we haven't learned about it yet. So it's okay, complete it as best as possible, but don't worry about knowing the answer to the question. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and pause the video, hand out our pre and post unit response, answer the 3 questions in the pre-unit section. Take about 3 to 5 minutes, however much time is needed. And then once all are done and we're ready to actually begin the lesson, press play so that I can explain it and then we can get into it with the help of our tutors and our 8th grade. Some of our 8th grade AVID students should hopefully be in the room to help out. Okay. All right, we should be back now. You're going to go ahead and put those pre and post unit handout response. It'll get stored in your binder in the AVID section. Once we're done with this unit, we'll come back to it and then I'll have you guys turn it in and put it in your e-binder. All right, so here's what we're doing today. We are going to, in groups, work with our tutor or our 8th grade AVID students, and we're going to practice filling out a TRF. So the step 1 in our 10-step tutorial process is finding an initial question. So let me explain the direction, and then this will be your step 1. You're going to look through your focus notes, your homework assignments, your quizzes, your tests, other classroom materials such as your twig journal to find something you have some confusion about. And for this very first TRF, we are going to focus on a subject altogether. And the subject that I chose is science. So we're going to complete the pre-work on this TRF using a science question. So again, you're going to find an initial question. It's going to come straight from the notes. It's straight from something. Okay. So all you do has to find it, and then that's going to go into your TRF. Okay. Step 2 is actually completing the pre-work of our TRF. Okay, so once you have identified that initial question, you will be using your initial question to fill in a blank TRF. Filling in the TRF is one of the most important steps in the tutorial process because it will help guide your thinking, help you resolve your point of confusion, and then answer your tutorial question. Okay? So you're then going to fill out the TRF using this Think Aloud resource. So once I am done with this video, you will have 2 TRFs in front of you. One of them looks like this, where each section has a description of what will go in that box. You will use that as a guide to help you complete a blank one. Now, the back side of the TRF, there's a lot of space. And our tutors and our 8th grade AVID students are going to help you fill this out. And on the back side is very important because that is where you are to show your thinking. And a lot of times we use a graphic organizer. It doesn't have to be a Venn diagram. It doesn't have to be this double bubble one. It could be any type of Venn diagram, but a way to organize your thinking of what you know about that question so far. It might even be the work that is in your Twig journal or in your notes. You can take it straight from there, okay? So you are going to use any graphic organizer you choose, but you will want to choose one that best fits the academic thinking skill from your initial question. Be sure to also write out the steps you have taken in the TAL section. So that is the back side of your TRF. Now down at the way bottom of that back side, it says tutorial question. That is called a TQ. The last step of the TRF is to create a tutorial question that explains what you have already tried and where you are still stuck. And you're going to want to use a sentence frame to help guide your tutorial question. So you'll use, after I created a Venn diagram and filled in the information, what is the differences between photosynthesis and something else, okay? Or how do I, so you'll use that sentence frame, okay? Once you are done, you will come to this part. So you can pause the video at whatever step you are in. Go there. And then once you are done, you can go to this part of the video slide where we're going to review our TRFs. This will be done in your groups instead of the document camera. And you'll talk about some glows. How do you think each person in your group did with completing the TRF? And then move into some grows. What are some things that maybe some students or 1 or 2 students, everyone in your team needs to improve on? And then after that discussion, I would like for the tutors or to the AVID students that are leading the groups to celebrate each TRF with an AVID celebration. Okay, a power clap, pop, crack, snap, crackle, pop, a firecracker, any type of AVID celebration clap at the end of the period to kind of discuss after discussing the glows and grows. Now, if we didn't get to finish at the end of the period completing the full TRF, that's okay. Let's just stop at the last 5 minutes, take a look at what we do have so far, talk about our glows and grows, and then celebrate with an AVID celebration clap, okay? And then is a reflection. So at your table, you will share your learning from today. You can start with the person whose birthday is the closest today and then roll around to each member of the table to share something. What did you learn about completing your TRF today? What did you learn about initial question? Critical thinking, tutorial question, okay? And yeah, so again, you can pause at any part of the video, here, here, or here, and lastly here, okay? Thank you again to our guest teacher who is here, who will be walking around, facilitating the teams, making sure everyone's on task, doing what they have to. Our tutors and our AVID students will be at each team, focusing on and supporting our 7th grade AVID students with completing the TRF. I'll see everyone tomorrow, and have a great day. Thank you.